Bog Entertainment back again with another movie review, and we are looking at Journey to the Centre of the Earth. Came out in 2008. I believe there was one that actually did come out into Journey to the Centre of the Earth. So there was one that came out in like 93. But here we are in 2008, and this movie, it looked weird, right? I didn't watch it at the time. I literally watched it yesterday, 2023, and when you look at it, it looks weird, and it turns out you'll know why it's weird. It's because it was actually filmed like for the sake of 3D, and it truly was done for that. So which I thought was actually quite interesting. But we do kick off the movie with this character being chased by like a T-Rex, and he jumps through this like hole, and you just think, "Oh, well, that must be him dead." We later find out that that was Max Anderson, and we're then introduced to Professor Trevor Anderson. Turns out Max is his older brother, and Trevor is played by Brendan Fraser. I know it's mad, like, I know this was 2008, and 2008 is like, a good number of years ago now. As much as some people don't want to believe it, it is 15 years ago. But if you look at this guy, he was, 39 in this movie. He looked really well. Now he's 54, he hasn't really aged well. Like, I know they put prosthetics on him for that movie, The Whale, but, again, he hasn't looked too good. I mean, you look at him in, like, all the other movies that he's known for, like The Mummy, and all, they are like over 20 years ago, and it just shows you that some people age. Some people age like fine wine, and I'm sorry to say it, Brendan Fraser, son, I don't quite think you've done that. But again, he's still a really good actor. I'm not going to bury him too much, but he's discovered some of his late brother's notes. He's trying to figure out this system at the centre of the Earth, and he's now, there's like 3 locations left, but it turns out this like smug guy, I can't even remember his name. It was played by, I think it was Leonard, played by Giancarlo Cardabano. He basically says, you know what, guys, I'm shutting this whole thing down, and he's getting all the bad news. He goes back to his house, and then his brother's widow shows up with her kid, and he's called Sean Anderson. Turns out he's played by Josh Hutcherson. I was like, I've seen this kid before. Turns out he's in the Hunger Games, and it's like, yes, that's where he's from. I don't actually know what else this kid's, well, I say this kid, man, fuck, he'll be older than me, like, so, yeah, I mean, he's 30, which sums up, he was, 16 in Journey to the Centre of the Earth. He was in the Hunger Games, of course, which is where we knew it from, but I tell you what, he's fucking small. He's 1.65 metres, man. He's the height of Rey Mysterio. That does not bode well for him, but, yeah. So, these two basically, after going through some of their dad's and, his brother's stuff, big Max Anderson stuff, they go through some of his stuff, and he's like, fuck, we've got to get to the centre of the Earth. And it leads them with a flight to Iceland. He tries to get Sean just to go to Canada earlier, because that was the whole plan, but Sean's like, no, I'm going to help you sort my dad's dreams out. And then when they get to Iceland, they go to this like research base, and there's this blonde there by the name of Hannah Asgerson, right? And seeing I looked at her in this movie, I was like, that's the blonde woman for Lost, the one that was pregnant. Turns out, though, it's not. It looked not exactly like her, but I thought it was. I honestly, for a good part of me, I was like, yep, that is her from Lost, absolutely, 120%. Turns out it's not. But of course, they're going here on, evidence of some Icelandic centre of the earth sort of guy by the name of Sigurd Agerson, and it turns out that is her dad. And then she's like, all right, I'll come with you. So they go to like the volcanoes, and then as like Trevor is trying to get the satellite thing to work, the lightning is being attracted to, so they go into this cave system, but then the entrance is blocked, and then they fall through the floors, and this is where we essentially get the journey to the centre of the earth, which I actually like. So they find this like abandoned mine shaft. She turns it on. They're like, no, don't turn it on, don't turn it on. But why wouldn't you turn it on? I don't actually really understand what would be the problem with turning it on. So she turns it on. Then they go on this like mad minecart journey. It was like Minecraft on crack. But they end up getting split up for Sean, because they managed to get to this like island, and it turns out that's where Max died, so they have like a mini funeral for him. We never actually see his body, which is weird. Like, I get it's a PG movie, but could we not just see some form of his body? But then he's been missing for 10 years, and I'm assuming that body would not smell or look good. But as Sean gets split up for Trevor and Hannah, as they're like in this like sea, which is just a really weird sea, you get all these like weird creatures. he is confronted by a T-Rex, and it will be the same T-Rex that his father would have seen 10 years ago. I'm believing that's what it is. Hannah kind of gets like split up for Trevor at this point. Trevor's like, no, I can't go with you because I need to go for Sean. And Trevor saves Sean from the T-Rex. Brilliant stuff. They're reunited with Hannah. They're then like riding in like a T-Rex's skull. They get fired through the volcano. They escape. And yeah, they manage to get the story, prove that Max Henderson was true. There is the centre of the earth. You can get there. And they live a luxury life because guess what? That's out there. The centre of the earth is, god damn it, it's real. But yeah, it's a fun movie. You could see it was definitely centred for like the 3D glasses, you know, like without the. I mean, it doesn't make for a bad movie, but I think this would have been much better in the cinema. But guess what, guys? I wasn't there for the cinema. But in terms of this movie, it's a solid 7 out of 10 for me. So until next time, peace.